All right, guys, some highlights from Greatstockpixcom live trading chat room from Friday. Our watch list last night that we sent out included MCP. It was number one on my watch list this morning because it was set to gap up, as I showed you in the video last night, set to open above recent highs or right around recent highs, around 608, 610, something like that. So I almost never call a trade in the first 15 minutes in chat. This morning before the market opened, I told everyone in chat, hey, I might be calling MCP within the first couple minutes here. I want to see how it trades. And let me add today's candle, and you can see what a move, right? Look at that volume, 60 million shares. So how did I call it? I called it literally like one and a half minutes in. Let me switch to 5-minute candles here. I called it at $6.20. I watched it trade for the first minute. And I had everybody ready that wanted to trade it. A lot of people know that it's dangerous trading early, but anyway, I said 620 entry. All right, basically I called it. I said I'm long here. It was 620 at the time. Low of day stop, which was 611. So 9 cents risk, and from 620, this went to 775. Like a 25% move on 9 cents risk. That was certainly my call of the day. I'm gonna go over some other highlights from chat just to show you what else was called. THRX. As I've told you before, our room, there's almost always somebody that posts unusual volume coming into something. And I posted THRX on this first candle. I don't know exactly where it was. I just typed it. It wasn't a call. I said THRX volume. I got a private message from a member that made $900 in less than 60 seconds by grabbing it. So I must have got it under 33.50, and he jumped in and jumped out in under 60 seconds, made $900, which is kind of cool. But then, the safer trade is to let it do that, and then on this pullback, to take the entry. And Stephen B., one of our all-stars, called it right over this red candle here. And the theory is, and I've said this to our members a bunch of times, when you have a strong stock, typically you'll catch a support at the 8-period moving average 5-minute candles. When you have a really strong stock, you want to use twos and use that 8-period moving average. And it goes on and so on. And, a little bit weaker, 15-8 and so on. So when you get a massive move like this on massive volume, typically in the chat, we will switch to twos and start looking for a bounce near the 8-period moving average 2-minute candles. But you still want to use candlesticks for the entry. So Stephen B., one of our all-stars, played this or called this off of twos, meaning the first break of a previous 2-minute candle's high, he's long, which was right here as it broke this red candle's high, and the stop goes below this candle. So that was a 33.84 entry call, stop 35 cents below, and it held the stop and went all the way to, at its highest, it went to 35 something, 35.16. So $1.32 at its best on 35 cents risk. But you can see here from the entry, I'll switch to fives now. The entry was right down in here. It never came back to the entry. So a really nice call by Stephen B. A couple volume alerts today. Dana, again, see this volume spike in WLT. Now we're all kind of watching WLT anyway because it's been so strong lately. Dana alerts the volume spike right there. Anyone could have had it right there at 1938 with a stop below that candle. That's how we play these volume plays. You want to catch it on that first 5-minute candle, and your stop always goes below that same candle in case it's going to reverse on you. Now, the longer term chart, meaning the true day, 5-day, and the daily chart all come into play too. We don't just, any volume spike we see, we don't just grab. So I just want to be clear on that. And a quick 40-cent move off of Dana's alert. Couple other examples. A couple people in chat pointed out CAT, when it was getting shape here, down into the whole number 88. Not to mention the 200-day. So a lot of us were watching it for shape into the 200-day, plus the whole number possible wash and rinse. I think Stephen B. grabbed that, called it at 88.01, and it didn't do much, but it went up over 50 cents from there and held the low of day stop. So there's another example. One of our members, Newbie, you see the big gap down in racks yesterday. Newbie and another member today both typed in racks right here. Okay, so you've already got a beaten up stock, and they both alerted the room. See this candle? See the volume? Biggest volume of the day, because this right here was the opening candle. This is the opening volume stick right there. So biggest volume of the day. Still haven't taken out the early high. Anyone in the room could have had this one too as one of our Tokyo plays. Right there at 39.50. Where's the stop go? Right below that volume candle at 39.28. And this was a great setup and a great alert by Newbie and another guy, because you take it at the top of this candle, because you can see the volume. There's a good chance you're going to get through the high of the day. On a stock that's as beaten up as Rax was, this is a low risk play, or a high odds play, if you will, because you take it here, you know your stop's right down here. Look how close you are to breaking the high. And on a stock that beaten up, 45 minutes into the session, all of a sudden it lights up the new highs ticker. That's what you get. So that was another couple great alerts, and look what it did the rest of the day. It never did come back to break even. So I don't want to make these videos and say, hey, I called Rax at that point, but it was alerted in the room, and anyone could have had it right there. I did not make an official, here's a trigger, here's a stop. The only reason I point out Rax is to give credit to a couple members that alerted everyone. Again, I can't say enough. I know it sounds self-serving, but the teamwork in there, I've never seen anything like it in this industry, where a group of traders all work together to help each other make money. It's probably unprecedented. I don't know. Haven't been in every chat room in the world, but I just can't say enough about the teamwork in there. Illumina, I alerted the volume on this first candle right there, somewhere in here, and anyone that jumped in on, and these can be risky, right? You get this spike, and if you jump in somewhere in here on this kind of volume spike, you've got to stop it below. So you've got to manage it correctly. In other words, don't go 3,000 shares, because this could just as easily roll over on you. But a guy in chat made $3 on ILMN just on that volume alert, and look what it did. I mean, if you got it anywhere below 69, man, it went to 77 before coming completely. This is called crazy action. This isn't the kind of thing I'll play once this happens, because now you go, okay, well, whatever the rumor was, it's been thwarted, right? But on that first volume spike, you can get some nice moves. And again, our room, very good at alerting the volume spikes. Geez, I know I've got some other stuff to show. THRX, that might have been it. I'm not really seeing anything else in my notes, but just MCP was all I needed today. Oh, I was pointing out ALKS this morning. ALKS, after this volume spike, I loved the daily. And so I was alerting that, hey, it might break this base and then get through the high of the day. Again, I didn't make an official call. I did take the trade myself, but I can't come on this video. You won't see this on the results page, because I didn't say I'm going to take ALKS at 30.30 with a 30.15 stop. But that's what I did, and I did type in chat several times about ALKS. So anyone that followed me, you got a really nice move. But again, that won't be on the results page, because I didn't give an exact trigger and stop or anything like that. But that was a nice one. That was good to me. And you know what? I'm going to quit babbling. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys Monday.